This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. We top our news today with the weather. Meteorologist John Scalzi keeping track of what is still a tropical depression.
Right,
we're waiting for the storm, but it hasn't happened yet out there.
Slow to evolve.
Yeah.
Right now we have most of the showers and thunderstorms located on one side of the center of circulation. And until those thunderstorms really wrap around at least most of the core of the system, you're not going to get a lot of rapid development. So we'll watch it slowly evolve. Yes, it is a little bit stronger today. And yes, the central pressure has dropped a bit, so we do expect it to become a tropical storm later today. And we've seen some watches and warnings started to be posted. Right now we have a tropical storm watch for area waters just to our north. Those area waters are the first place that we'll probably start to see tropical storm force winds begin to expand. And as we head into the afternoon, wouldn't be a bit surprised to see some land areas begin to see some watches or warnings posted. Maybe even for our area a little bit later on today, probably with the 5 o'clock advisory, we'll start to see those warnings issued. Lots of thunderstorm activity. Port Cuba is just getting hit hard with massive amounts of rainfall. South Florida also seeing some pretty good storms today, and we're beginning to see some storms move into our viewing area as well. We'll detail those in just a few minutes, but suffice it to say, we're going to see more and more of that as we head into the next few days. A lot of thunderstorm activity down to the south, visible on satellite imagery that isn't really visible on radar because it's too far from a radar site. But all that cluster of cloud that you see to the east of Cuba is going to work its way, or to the west of Cuba rather, is going to work its way to the north. And that will eventually be moving over land, and a lot of it over our area. You can see the center of circulation generally separated from the heaviest of the thunderstorm activity, but the forecast track still carries it on as a tropical storm over land to probably by Thursday, with its closest pass to us Thursday morning. Winds across our area will be increasing, and we will likely see some pretty good thunderstorm activity. Though the severe thunderstorm outlook at this time focuses in on areas north of Tampa Bay for a marginal potential of severe weather. Nevertheless, we will be impacted by storms that could, in fact, produce some severe weather. We have a 60% chance today of seeing those storms increase. If you have errands to run, if you have not yet completed preps for securing your vessel, this is the day to do it because conditions are going to deteriorate starting tomorrow. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. The Manatee County Public Works Department is planning ahead of the storm. It's distributing sandbags today and tomorrow at several parks in Manatee County. Distribution is happening until 6 p.m. tonight and will begin again at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some of the locations include Buffalo Creek Park in Palmetto, G.T. Bray Park in Bradenton, and the Rabonia Community Center. Well, it's primary election day here on the Suncoast. The polls opened at 7 a.m., and that's when controversy began outside of a precinct on Longboat Key. ABC 7's Rebecca Vargas joins us now with more on the story. Rebecca?
Well, Scott, a filled-out ballot is given to a voter this morning before she casts her vote, and it doesn't sit well with a candidate. A woman sitting behind the Democratic Party table outside of Precinct 201 in Longboat Key allegedly hands a voter a filled-out ballot suggesting who she should vote for. Standing near this table, the incident caught the attention of a candidate, Doreen DuPont, running as a Democrat for Precinct Committee Woman. And she confronts the Democratic table's representative, claiming what she was doing was illegal. The voter tells me over the phone she initiated this conversation asking for a recommendation for a couple of the races, but did not expect a filled-out ballot. The supervisor of elections tells us any suggestions or campaigns at least 150 feet from the precinct entrance are not illegal, but are left up to the official parties to handle.
The Democratic Party is supposed to be neutral, and they're not supposed to be telling people who to vote for, because this is a primary. In the case of the ballot, they had it filled in not to vote for me, not to vote for Congressman Alan Grayson.
It was filled out, and I wasn't even aware of it. And then that woman came over, and she said, well, who are you voting for? Whatever. And she came and ripped it out and said, this is illegal.
Now, the chair of the Democratic Party of Sarasota County says it is policy that those representing the party as a whole are not allowed to be behind a table representing the party and then giving recommendations or a filled out ballot. Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Rebecca. Both SCAD and MCAD will be offering free rides today in an effort to get more people out to the polls. Those free rides will be available all day on fixed routes throughout both counties. And join us right here on ABC 7, both on the air and online at mysuncoast.com for full primary election coverage and results throughout the evening. We'll bring you the results of the key state and local races on the ballot just as soon as those results come in later this evening. In other news today, a man is arrested in connection to an overnight stabbing in Manatee County. Hugo Orona is charged now with aggravated battery. Deputies were called to 67th Street Circle East for reports of a stabbing late last night. They say 25-year-old Nader Youssef and Orona were visiting on a work trip and were staying in a room together. Orona was reportedly drinking and started swinging a knife at Nader when he asked him to quiet down, cutting him in the arm and in the stomach. An investigation is underway at Palmetto High School. The Manatee County School District says 2 bullets were found in the boys' bathroom on Monday. The school did not go on lockdown, but the school resource officer was made aware of the bullets found in a urinal. The school district believes it's a random act and there is no known threat at the school. A town hall meeting will be held today to address the need for more foster families due to the heroin epidemic on the Suncoast. The Safe Children Coalition has seen more parents die from heroin overdoses in the last 2 months than in the last 2 years, leaving many children without homes and in need of foster parents. Child removal rates in Manatee County are also nearly double the state average. The coalition will hold a meeting tonight from 6 to 8 at the Dream Center on 24th Street East in Bradenton. The meeting is free and it's open to the public. Bradenton is one step closer to having a medical marijuana dispensary. Tallahassee company Trulieve closed on a property earlier this week that includes 2 vacant buildings for the proposed dispensary. It's on 14th Street West near downtown Bradenton. Trulieve CEO thinks there's a need for the dispensary in the area. The location was chosen because it's close to Manatee Memorial Hospital and downtown Bradenton. The proposal will still need to go through the planning process before development begins. It would be Trulieve's 5th dispensary here in Florida. More than 4,400 sea turtle nests were found on beaches from Longboat Key south to Venice so far this year. Mote Marine Lab staff patrols local beaches each day during nesting season to check on those nests. But with tropical weather threatening this week, there's not much they can do before a storm to help the threatened species other than continuing to keep data. Instead, it's after the storm where staff members and volunteers check the nest to document how the sea turtles were affected. And Mote Marine staff have some important advice for Suncoast residents.
If they notice a nest that appears to be in distress, perhaps the eggs are exposed or something like that, first of all, they shouldn't touch the sea turtles or their eggs without, they need to contact a program like Mote that has a permit to work with these animals, because otherwise it would be illegal for them to touch those animals.
Nesting season runs through October, and it's already been a record-breaking season here on the Suncoast. Well, the numbers are in from this weekend's Stuff the Bus fundraiser. It was a big success. The Food Bank of Manatee County and several other organizations collected 70 pallets of food. That totals to more than 66,000 pounds. The food will now be distributed to more than 100 local food pantries and agencies in Manatee County. About 50,000 people in the community depend on these services provided by the Food Bank of Manatee. And Allface Food Bank is preparing for a summit on the fight against child hunger next month. The summit will discuss the factors contributing to food insecurity and childhood obesity. Leaders will also talk about how hunger impacts health, education, and social communication. The summit will be held Tuesday, September 27th at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. Time now to head over to our kitchen and check in with our guest chef today, William Marquez. He joins us from Mojo's Real Cuban Restaurant in Lakewood Ranch. Hi, Chef. What's on your menu for today?
Oh, we have doing papa rellena today.
All right, we'll be back with you in just a little bit. Thank you, Chef. Good work.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Welcome back, two of my favorite guests, Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we look at an air temperature right now of 88 degrees and a dew point of 73. We have an east-southeast wind coming in breezily, but nothing terribly exciting at about 10 miles per hour. We do have some showers and thunderstorms beginning to move into the area, and there could be some gusty winds contained within some of those. But in general, the weather right now, not too terribly bad. If you need to go out and take care of some of those errands, maybe you need to check your boat, make sure all preps are done there, maybe run to the grocery store, maybe you're short on a prescription you need to have refilled. Now's the time to do it, because I think by tomorrow we'll start to see conditions deteriorate, and certainly by the second half of the day there'll be more numerous thunderstorms in the picture, and then by Thursday it's going to be kind of a sloppy mess on Thursday. 84 degrees in Lakewood Ranch, 88 degrees in Sarasota, Venice at 86, 83 degrees in Inglewood, 87 degrees in Punta Gorda, and Bradenton comes in at 84. Lots of deep tropical moisture lifting northward, developing a more southerly wind flow over the next 24 hours. That's bringing all of these showers further to the north. We're entering kind of a critical time for this storm. The showers moving inland, producing some heavy rainfall now from about Venice southward through Inglewood, also in interior sections around Northport and then up through Nokomis. I say we're entering kind of a critical time because as this depression, and it's still a tropical depression, lifts further to the north instead of moving due west, it's going to enter into a zone of more relaxed wind shear. In other words, an environment where growth is a little easier for tropical systems. So we expect it to build into a tropical storm, and perhaps even into a decent tropical storm with wind speeds up to 60, 65 miles per hour as it begins hooking back toward the coast. Hermine is what it will be called most likely, as the storm to the north will most likely not get a name before this storm does. As it moves onshore, it will start to expand its wind field on Thursday, and we could get some wind gusts around here. About a 25 to 30% chance that we could get some minor tropical storm force winds along our coastline. But certainly we're going to get some very heavy rainfall, and I'm a little concerned about what we call training, which is one storm after another moving over the same location. So mostly afternoon storms today, more storms around tomorrow, and then windy and stormy into Thursday. Okay, TD9, 35-mile-per-hour winds moving to the west-northwest at about 7. Central pressure continues to fall, an indication of a strengthening system. It lifts up to the north, and then starting on Wednesday, it starts hooking back toward the coastline. And then by Thursday morning, it starts beaming toward areas around the Big Bend, Cedar Key, up around there. And I think at that point it will make its closest pass to us, still with the core of the stronger winds, probably 120, 140 miles away from us. But then as it begins to make interaction with land up around the Big Bend region by around 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I think our wind speeds start to pick up as the wind field begins to expand. So we'll watch for that. What could happen? Well, we could get some strong storms that may even have some rotation. We could get severe weather around here. We could get isolated tornadoes. Wind speeds could be high enough to maybe affect Sunshine Skyway traffic. And we could get some storm surge. Right now, there's about a 40% chance that we could get a foot storm surge over land, over areas around Anna Maria Island, Holmes Beach particularly, Boat Basin, things like that, along the immediate coastline. Wind speeds, you know, they're not going to be the kind of wind speeds that will rip apart structures. We're not talking about that. But an onshore flow of 25, 35 miles per hour, maybe even 40 miles per hour in extreme northern parts of the viewing area, could indeed create rip current problems, could create the kind of spin necessary to produce some tornadic storms, and certainly could disrupt life on Thursday. We'll watch the core of the wind speeds, as I mentioned, by about Thursday morning, get as close as they will to us. But then as that makes landfall, I think the core will start to expand into our area a little bit more vigorously. It's the amount of rainfall that we get that concerns me. By Thursday evening into Friday morning, we could get an additional 7, 8-inch rainfalls around the area. That, associated with an onshore wind flow, could create the coastal flooding situation where the water just has nowhere to go. So we'll watch and see how that plays out. Expect later today to see some watches and warnings issued. We'll probably see some small craft advisories issued. Winds tonight will gust to 30 miles per hour. Rip currents will be a problem. Not a good day for boating tomorrow, obviously, or even tonight. Stay in port. Watches possible later today for our area, certainly to the north of us, and windy conditions for the next several days. The good news is all of this clears out by the weekend. Scott?
John, thank you. Some 3 million Americans with life-threatening allergies carry an EpiPen at all times. The price is 6 times more than it was back in 2009. Mylan, the maker of the life-saving allergy treatment, is making a generic version now of the EpiPen, which will be available in several weeks. Until then, locals in need of the prescription are going to have to pay up.
My roommate from college, her daughter is very allergic to peanuts. So going on airplanes, going into public areas, it is majorly important for them to have the EpiPen. And they just took her to school in Pennsylvania this past weekend. And that was something they faced when they were updating their EpiPen, that they went with the $700 price tag because they had to have it.
Canada Med Services on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota is trying to sell the EpiPen close to cost to help those who don't have insurance. The Food and Drug Administration wants the entire U.S. blood supply to be screened for the Zika virus. Zika screening is already happening for blood donated in Florida and Puerto Rico, but the agency said Monday that screening needs to be expanded for large organizations like the Red Cross on down to smaller ones like university labs. Scientists are still learning about the virus, but they know that Zika is transmitted primarily by mosquitoes, but can also be spread by sexual contact. Some promising research in the fight against Zika. Scientists have discovered that 3 existing drugs could be useful in counteracting the effects of the virus. Experiments so far have only been conducted in petri dishes, but the results were dramatic, even reversing some of the damage previously thought impossible. Still, it remains unclear if the drug combination can penetrate a woman's body to treat the brain of her unborn baby impacted by Zika. The researchers will have to test the drugs in animal models first, and if those tests are successful, they'll start the long process of human testing. Still to come in your Suncoast News, it's National Yoga Awareness Month. How yoga enthusiasts here in the Suncoast are getting involved and sharing their passion with the rest of the community.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
They care. They take the time
to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Donnie Be Fit returns, and today ABC7's Don Brennan set out to see if yoga enthusiasts were doing anything special for National Yoga Awareness Month. Don?
Thanks, Scott. Many people actually involved in yoga are not even aware of Yoga Awareness Month, but that is because they live it and breathe it every day.
Those who practice yoga are already immersed in it, so when National Yoga Awareness Month kicks off on Thursday, let's just say they won't be patting themselves on the back for the national shout-out.
No, yoga's about humility, so being recognized is not important. Every day sparks something special for me, so the fact that it's Yoga Month, nice for others, but doesn't mean anything to me.
Brett Bigelow has been aware of yoga for a long time now.
First thing that would have popped in my head is Jane Fonda initially.
He knew of yoga but was unaware of all it could offer.
I thought I needed to stretch more, was why I started. And then you come to find out that there is an entire side of you that's been dormant. And it awakens energies and motivations and thoughts.
It awakens so much, but it did not awaken the knowledge that September is National Yoga Month.
I wasn't aware of it, and for it to be a several thousand-year-old tradition, to give it a month seems insignificant.
Raising the visibility, however, is never a problem for Stephanie. She left the gym scene and believes that, like her, others will see the wisdom in embracing yoga.
I was finding that the older I get, it became a little bit aggressive. The weights, the gym, the loud music, the noise, and I started craving a softer, deeper kind of practice.
For that reason, the yoga community will continue to make every day special for yoga because yoga has made every day special for them.
Hopefully, the students who are already here, already taking yoga, they kind of honor it every day. Every day is Yoga Month for them. But it's nice if we can get some more people interested in it because the benefits are crazy healthy for you.
For the man who came in to stretch his muscles, he found out a life lesson that is very apropos with these storm systems hovering nearby this week.
There is a great strength in being able to adapt to every situation, and that's part of it, is that the tree that bends survives the weather better. And that's, I think, what I found in it.
And the Department of Health and Human Services designated it National Yoga Month, for those who didn't know, including myself. So you need to go find your inner chi, Scott.
Yes. All right.
All right.
I will. I mean, the benefits are pretty obvious, aren't they? Everyone loves it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's hard to find anybody who is not like yoga in all my travels.
All right. Donnie, thank you so much. Let's get back to the kitchen now. John is there with Chef William Marquez from Mojo's Real Cuban, which has 2 locations on the Suncoast, including a new one in Sarasota. John?
That's right. Chef William joins us now in the kitchen. Good to have you here, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here. And thanks for coming in on this almost stormy day here. We appreciate that. You're cooking up a traditional Cuban dish.
Yeah.
Okay, and you are Cuban. You grew up in a Cuban household where I suppose the traditions of Cuban food were very important to you.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start in. Show us what you're going to make.
Oh, we're going to make like papa rellena.
Papa relleno.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Papa relleno.
Papa rellena.
Rellena. Rellena. And what does that mean?
Oh, that means you make the ground beef, the picadillo, and then you make the potatoes, like a pellet the potatoes, boil the potato, put it in water with salt and a little garlic.
Papa means potato, right?
Yeah,
What's
like
what's
We're doing with
relleno?
fresh potato, not with like a mashed potato.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
we're doing
All right, well, let's start in. We have only a few minutes, so let's show me what you do here.
Yeah, we can put the meat inside of the water. We have already the water here.
Okay. So
And then we can start here to doing the sauce for the ground beef. We put a little oil. We put it like a quarter of
some onion in there.
The onions.
Yeah. Does that look like celery? Is that what that is? A little celery?
Yeah, a little celery too. Like a quarter of the
little green peppers.
Green peppers.
Ah, so you've got the Trinity already.
Yeah. The tomatoes.
Yeah, love that. Little tomatoes. And you're just gonna kind of sweat these down? Is that what you're gonna do? Okay.
Yeah, when you put a little salt.
A little salt, a little pepper.
The cumin.
Cumin, oh, okay.
Garlic powder.
A little garlic
Salt.
powder and some salt. Yummy.
Yep. Bay leaf.
A lot of bay leaf, okay.
We have the red peppers.
Red pepper. Sounds like you got some storminess going on over there.
And we put wine. Cherry
Little wine, little cherry, okay.
Cherry wine.
Little sweet cherry.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we put the tomato paste.
Alrighty.
Like a quarter of tomato paste.
And then we stir that up.
We can do cooking this, and then we can start doing the papa relleno.
Okay, go ahead and start on that. You want me to stir this up for you over here? Or is it okay?
I think it's okay.
It's okay? All right. I got nothing else better to do. I'll help you out here. Sounds like you have some deep fry going on over there.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Is that what that sound
I have
is?
the fryer for fry there. We can do the papa.
Okay.
Start to match the papa.
There you go. I think we got this pretty well stirred up here.
Yeah. And then you take it when the ground beef is ready. You put the ground beef inside.
And that's the ground beef after you have added this to it and taken it out of the hot water, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we start to put the meat inside of the papa rellena.
Kind of a little like a Scotch egg, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's breaded. Are you going to bread it? Oh, I see. You got a little egg bat there. Go ahead. Switch places with me.
We have the egg there.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
make an egg bath, and I guess then we're going to... what kind of breadcrumbs are you using there? Are you using...
we can use it plain breadcrumbs.
Plain
we
breadcrumbs.
Can use it, we
Not
now
panko,
use it,
nothing like
the
that.
better breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumb with like Italian breadcrumbs.
Well, Italian breadcrumbs. Gotcha. Okay.
We put it on the egg.
And then after you've bread that, it goes right into the deep fryer, I betcha.
Yeah, wait it every time to put it here.
All right, well, while you get that going and transfer it to the deep fryer, I'm going to remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Check it out there. Go ahead and drop that in the deep fryer, and I'm assuming that when they come out, they look a whole lot like this, right?
Yeah.
And do you use any kind of sauce, or do you just eat them like they are?
You can put it. We have a lot of mojo sauce, different mojo sauce. We have a bar, like a mojo's bar, and then we have the red sauce, the pink sauce. We have the garlic mojo, the green mojo, and we have
all kinds of sauces that you make.
a lot of kinds.
Well, great. You can always go to the restaurant and try it there. Chef, thank you so much for coming in today.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate it. We'll be right back. This looks delicious.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities. And that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. We're still talking about Tropical Depression number 9 down there in the Gulf of Mexico, getting its act together. And John, I guess a lot of people are wondering today, when are we going to see potentially the worst from this?
Well, I think the strongest winds are probably going to be Thursday. They'll probably be starting Thursday morning through Thursday afternoon and evening. Potential for some coastal flooding will exist on Thursday as well at high tide, 12 noon, and also after the midnight hour, potential there. And I think we're going to see starting tomorrow and right through Thursday some heavy rainfall around the area as well. So those are our major risks right now. Potential also for some strong storms that may contain some gusty winds, maybe even some tornadoes. TD number 9 still forecast to become a tropical storm moving up toward the Big Bend. That track has remained fairly unchanged. There have been some tropical storm warnings now hoisted for area waters to our north from about Dunedin northward in the area waters. I think we'll start to see over land some watches and warnings issued a little bit later this afternoon. Storms now moving on shore. You can see that occurring from about central Sarasota down through Charlotte County. Some of those storms producing some moderate rain. We'll talk about that in detail. Now on Thursday, I think we have the best chance of seeing some severe weather. This is our outlook for Thursday issued today. And you can see that darker green area, a marginal zone for severe weather. For today, the remainder of the day, I think we'll see more storms across the region as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. About a 60% chance of that. Daytime highs probably not much warmer than they are right now, maybe a few degrees warmer. That's about it. And then we'll start to see some of that heavier thunderstorm activity begin to this afternoon into this evening. And it's going to be kind of a rainy day tomorrow and a really rainy day on Thursday. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Primary voters are heading to the polls in some states today, including here in Florida, as Republicans wonder how Donald Trump's campaign will affect races for the House and Senate, while the two candidates at the top are making an aggressive play for voters and dollars. ABC's Lana Zak has more.
Pundits have speculated on the down-ballot effect of Donald Trump, and voters in Florida and Arizona are casting ballots today in two test cases. The races of Marco Rubio and John McCain.
And I've, never been a big fan of John McCain.
Donald Trump, who never served, ignited controversy when he went after McCain's war record.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured.
Trump eventually endorsed the Arizona senator.
I hold in the highest esteem Senator John McCain.
McCain has said that he's in the fight of his life in this election, and the story is similar for Rubio, facing off against a Republican real estate developer who's been called Florida's Little Trump. Also trying to make her way back to Washington from Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Emails revealed by likely Russian hackers led to a very public battle with Senator Bernie Sanders, who endorsed her challenger.
This could create a real crisis of confidence in whatever the outcome is.
If people feel Russia's involved, many voters are going to look at the aftermath of this election and not accept it.
As for the top of the Democratic ticket, Hillary Clinton continues her massive fundraising drive, preparing for the debates. That first debate taking place in just 1 month. Recent poll numbers show that Donald Trump has been able to stabilize the bleed, and the next likely test for both competitors, what happens in that debate arena. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
Republican vice presidential candidate Mike Pence will make a stop on the Suncoast this week. The Indiana governor is set to hold a town hall on Wednesday at the Hyatt Regency in Sarasota. The event will start at 4 that afternoon. For more information on the town hall and to register for tickets, you can go to mysuncoast.com and just look for this story. The other vice presidential nominee making his way through Florida this week as well, Democratic candidate Tim Kaine will be in the state bolstering support for Hillary Clinton. Kaine will campaign Thursday and Friday in Pensacola, Panama City, and in Jacksonville. He campaigned last week in Tallahassee and in South Florida. Donald Trump is using a sexting scandal involving a disgraced former congressman to attack Hillary Clinton. Huma Abedin announced her split Monday from disgraced former New York Congressman Anthony Weiner, who's caught up in yet another sexting scandal. Abedin released a statement saying, quote, "After long and painful consideration and work on my marriage, I have made the decision to separate from my husband." Now Donald Trump is increasing his attacks on Hillary Clinton's closest aide.
She's married to a guy that is uncontrolled and uncontrollable. He's a sick person, and she has access to classified information.
Weiner's downfall began in 2011 when a suggestive photo hit the web. He resigned from Congress a few weeks later. 12-time Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte is an international sensation, but not because of his swimming in Rio. All eyes are on Lochte after he claimed he was robbed at gunpoint in Rio. Now he wants to set that record straight. He says what's being reported about the incident is not all true, even though most of it was caught on surveillance video at a gas station in Brazil. He gave his first live interview since this incident this morning on Good Morning America.
The thing that I told that wasn't true was having the gun pointed to my forehead and cocked. That was over-exaggerated. The story about me vandalizing the bathroom is absurd. It never happened.
The Olympic star had nearly $1 million worth of endorsement deals, but has since been dropped by 4 sponsors. But you will be seeing a lot of him on television in the coming weeks. We'll have more on that coming up later in the newscast and entertainment news. Thousands of people across the country started the week with a test Monday, the first day they could take a commercial drone pilot exam under new federal rules. Emily Schmidt reports from Washington on the lowered bar for getting a license to fly these drones.
The buzz of drones carries beyond their mechanical noise, as unmanned aircraft systems give us a different perspective of the world than ever before. From the rubble of an Italian earthquake to the devastation of a Midwest tornado to the idea of getting a pizza to drop in, as Domino's demonstrated last week in New Zealand.
We just successfully delivered the first pizzas in the world.
Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg says drones have such potential to connect the world. He gave a model to the Pope when meeting him Monday. And drones' popularity is not lost on the Federal Aviation Administration.
Over the next 10 years, commercial unmanned aircraft systems could generate more than $82 billion for the U.S. economy, and by 2025 could be supporting as many as 100,000 new jobs.
Before Monday, anyone wanting a commercial drone license from the FAA needed a pilot's license, something that could be time and money consuming.
$20,000 at a minimum.
New FAA rules lower that bar. Commercial drone pilots must pass an aeronautical exam. Drones must be under 55 pounds, stay in view of the operator, and they can't fly higher than 400 feet. If you want to fly at night, you'll need a waiver.
There's going to be tens of thousands of people who are going to be legal to fly.
The FAA says the changes could open up opportunities from rescues to inspecting utility lines to helping farmers check their crops. With the sky no longer the limit in an industry almost unimaginable just a few years ago. In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you on a tour of Amaryllis Park and tell you why the people who live here are so proud of their community.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Well, wind speeds have really not started to pick up yet. They're still east-southeast at about 10. Temperature right now 88 degrees, and I don't think we'll get a lot warmer than that. Rain showers are beginning to start across the region, lifting northward around the general circulation of our still tropical depression, but soon to become, I think, a tropical storm. Right now, the heaviest of the rainfall occurring right along the coastline for the most part, though we have some showers moving in toward Arcadia. Looking right now, Southgate getting some pretty good rainfall right at this moment, all the way down toward Clark Road. Some pretty good thunderstorm activity down toward Bay Vista and over toward the interstate. And then inland, Myakka seeing some pretty good thunderstorms as well, or showers rather. Oh, by the way, the Myakka River at Myakka State Park has a flood warning up because of anticipated rainfall over the next several days. I'm sure that will affect the park goers there for the weekend. Showers and thunderstorms moving toward Northport now at a pretty good clip. You'll see some fairly heavy rainfall there. You're going to be dodging these throughout the afternoon, and it's just the beginning. As we take TD number 9 and lift it north, becomes a tropical storm. Hermine moves up, hooking toward the coastline. if the other system off the Carolina coast is named first, which it probably won't be, this will be called Ian, but I think Hermine will be the name for it. And then it heads up toward the Big Bend region on Thursday, making landfall Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening. When that happens, what we normally see is the wind field begin to expand, and I think our strongest winds around here, which will approach or maybe just exceed tropical storm force, will probably be occurring by lunchtime through the afternoon and into the evening hours on Thursday. There's a high tide between 1 and 2 o'clock on Thursday. We're going to be watching carefully. Also, one in after the midnight hour on Thursday as well for possible minor storm surge inundation right along the immediate coastline. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of storm surge. What we may see is problems with drainage. If we have that strong onshore flow, we have, a foot of inundation. Plus, we have heavy thunderstorm activity trying to drain out into the waters. Then we may have a problem along the coastline, so we'll be watching for that. Mostly afternoon thunderstorms, more storms tomorrow, windy and stormy into Thursday. TD number 9 lifts north and then starts a hook on Wednesday toward the Gulf Coast. And then on Thursday morning, it makes its probably closest pass to us by Thursday afternoon and evening, making landfall up around Cedar Key, wind field expanding. And then we have a chance around here on Thursday of seeing potentially severe weather around here, though most of that will occur to the north. Up, by the way, around the Big Bend region, that concave area of Florida, could see some pretty good storm surge there. They could get a 3 foot above, 3 to 5 foot really, depending on the strength of the storm, above ground level water infiltration there. So we'll watch that carefully and see how that plays out too. As that storm system moves onshore, it accelerates rapidly, and by the weekend it'll be out of here. We're watching rainfall totals, which are going to be very impressive. If it plays out like the computer models are suggesting that it will, we could get 7-inch plus rainfalls across some parts of the viewing area by the time we get into Friday morning. I'm sure we will see some localized flooding occur on our streets. So obviously Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, especially on Thursday, it's going to be tough out there driving. And I suspect the Skyway Bridge will be impacted, as will many other areas. You can see those storms just moving one after another onshore, and it is that training of large thunderstorms across the same general area of north central Florida that really causes me the most concern. Much more so than wind speeds or much more so than storm surge, it is that heavy rainfall that I anticipate. Southeast wind at about 15 to 20 knots, gusting to 30 overnight tonight. We'll probably see some tropical storm watches or warnings issued for the west coast of Florida later today, possibly our area, certainly some small craft advisories, windy conditions Wednesday and Thursday, and then everything clears out over the weekend. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you. Each week we focus on a Suncoast community, show you how it was first established and how it's changed over the years. ABC 7's Linda Carson joins us with a place we call home. Linda.
The Amaryllis Park Neighborhood Association was formed in the mid-20s. The area was quite different then. Barbara Langston remembers the main street in Newtown in the 50s and the early 60s.
This was our fitness area up here. Our post office sat here, Eddie's fruit stand, the town hall was there. Across from the town hall was another convenience store.
Everybody knew everybody, and everybody kept an eye on the kids.
You couldn't get away with anything. We dubbed them the nosy neighbors now, but you know all over it was those nosy neighbors, and they kept you in check.
With good results. She says when integration ended the closeness of the community, the neighborhood association stepped in.
We work on speeding cars in our neighborhood. We work on drug dealing and prostitution. That's working with law enforcement. And that encompasses noise, pollution, neighborhood disputes.
Every Friday we would get together. We called it Enough is Enough. And we started at Janie's Gardens, and we would walk different streets along with the police.
They helped get the Robert L. Taylor Complex, the new Booker High School, and to redesign Fred Atkins Park. but they never forgot the kids. Dorothy Smith's life work has been with children in the community as a teacher and a principal. Now she enjoys her retirement at the Senior Friendship Center at the Robert L. Taylor Complex.
We do craft, we sing, we crochet and knit and see movies, go on field trips.
There's still much to be done in the community.
If we work together, we can do anything working together.
And the main reason Amaryllis Park is a great place to call home?
The closeness of the people in the community and the care that they showed for our neighbors and children and the environment.
The Amaryllis Park neighborhood has been through a lot of changes since it was established in 1925, but those who live here say the reason it has survived it all and is now thriving are the great people who live here. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you so much. Entertainment news is right after this.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Civic for $174 and no down payment, just $174. Get great clearance deals now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available, then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court.
Call 800-236-4994.
And see how we can help. Mesothelioma, don't fight it alone.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Has chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee robbed you of your mobility? Would you like your pain-free life back again? Then call now. You may qualify for a new non-surgical drug-free treatment for knee pain. Even if you've tried other treatments with little or no relief, you may still be a candidate for our Advanced Arthritis Relief Protocol. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Suffer no longer. Call right now and get your mobility back.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord for $189 and no down payment, just $189 or 0.9% APR. Get great clearance deals now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
In entertainment news, Taylor Swift is shaking off jury duty. The singer was summoned for jury duty for an aggravated rape and kidnapping case in Nashville. She told the judge, though, she was concerned because she has to go to trial over allegations that she was groped by a fan in Denver. Swift said she'd be more than happy to serve on a jury in any other case. The judge thanked her and dismissed her. Other potential jurors chatted and took selfies with the star in waiting areas before they reached the courtroom. What a thrill for them. There's a new charter school in Harlem that's opened its doors to students. Those kids and their parents have a hip-hop mogul to thank for making the school a reality. Sean Diddy Combs is responsible for coming up with the idea for this school. He donated money to the project and helped with its licensing and state funding.
I love my community, I love New York, I love Harlem, and it's great to be able to come back and do something for the community.
The kids in 6th and 7th grade got in through a lottery with priority given to those living nearby. The school currently has about 180 students. It plans to expand, though, up to 700 students and have them all the way up through the 12th grade. A dozen celebrities are putting on their dancing shoes. The Good Morning America team announcing the cast for this season's Dancing with the Stars. Season 23 cast includes Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte and the gymnast Laurie Hernandez, Brady Bunch star Maureen McCormick, Babyface, and former Texas Governor Rick Perry. The new season premieres at 8 p.m. Monday, September 12th. Love that show. Can't wait.
Good stuff. I like it too.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's fun.
Well, we'll be dodging showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll probably see some watches or warnings issued for maybe our area. Certainly that's a possibility. Certainly our area waters will see a small craft advisory issued. I think over the course of the next couple of days, the storm coverage will increase. The intensity will also increase. It'll be a little bit windy on Thursday for sure. And then it clears out on Friday and Saturday.
Look forward to that. Yeah. Thank you, John. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock.